All right, my beautiful friends, here we go. It is Tuesday, November 10th, 2020. I'm a little tired today. I was out late last night. Anyway, let's get to work here. What's happening? Well, yesterday we had an epic rally. However, a lot of volatility. At one time yesterday, it was incredible. Stock market was up 1,600 points. We finished up only about 800. Now, today, stock futures are mixed. Dow Jones Industrial Average appears to be poised for a gain at the open. However, the S&P 500 and the Nasdaq are lower. All right, after a rally like yesterday and volatility like yesterday, it might bleed off until today as well. But we'll see how that plays out. But the bigger picture here, and I mean bigger, is the 10-year yield. The 10-year yield, 0.96 this morning. That is incredible, the move we have seen lately now. We need the 10-year yield to stabilize. It has to stabilize here. Will it? Let's see. There's a lot of cash right now that has left the debt market. A lot of cash has left the debt market. And even though yesterday we had a pretty big rally, this cash here is going to look for a place to go. Is it going to go back into the debt market? Are we going to see the 10-year yield drop? Or are we going to see this cash, a lot of it, make its way into the stock market, and are we going up? My view is pretty straightforward. I believe that the stock market is going to hit new record highs, a series of new record highs moving forward. Now, I'm not saying day after day after day. The stock market is a random walk with an upward drift for the most part. So, look, we're almost in a Goldilocks scenario, and a lot of this does depend on the Senate. The balance of power in the Senate here, and I talked about this recently several times, is gonna push this market around. That's why I think we're seeing this volatility. Politics drives the markets. Okay, you can't disconnect the two. The government is in bed with the banks. So that should pretty much outline it. I know there are people that just can't get it. They can't get their whatever brain cells to function. But that's the way it is here. If the Republicans can keep a majority here in the Senate, this stock market is going much, much higher. So let's keep our eyes on that. I'm not saying the stock market is going to go lower if Republicans do not keep a majority. I sincerely hope they do. That's my take on it from a market standpoint. Look, when I talk about everything here on this blog, I'm talking about things from a market standpoint. If you were to probably meet me on the street somewhere and we were to talk about the political situation, you might hear a couple of things that are different. But this blog is about capitalizing on the market, capitalizing on the political situation, capitalizing on everything you possibly can capitalize on. That's really, I am like a capitalist to the highest order. That's the truth. So we have to look at so many things here. What's going on with the central banks, not just the Federal Reserve? What's the political landscape look like? What are the most likely outcomes if this happens or if that happens? This is how we stay on top of the market, ahead of the market. Speaking of that, for my lions out here, I am still working on my new trading system. I can only work on this during market hours, during live trading. I'm running a little behind on it. I was hoping to have it done maybe by tomorrow, or even by the end of the week. I'm not sure if I'm going to have it done yet. It's very complicated. It's not a matter of setting up the trading system. It's a matter of interpreting the data. So I am still getting used to interpreting the data. So I may not enter another trade for several days. I'll keep you all on top of this via my newsletter. Again, there is a link in the description of this video. I hope you subscribe to it. I got almost 40,000 people there now. We've had a phenomenal year. I want us all to win. You have no idea. When I heard yesterday all those people writing to me, Greg, I lost this, Greg, I lost that, what do I do? Can you help me? It bothers me. It really does. Because I'm working so hard and trying so hard to keep you guys and you girls, you lions, you lionesses on the right side of this. That's why I say if you're a stacker or if you're someone that holds cryptocurrencies, you're laughing at guys like me. It's the truth. It's very complicated. With regard to that, mass debt expansion on an incredible scale. So I don't care what they want to do. And I woke up this morning to a series of emails about, Greg, what's going on with gold and silver? Why did it get pounded? Why? Because it's fake, all right? It's fake. The debt keeps ballooning, and they want you to believe that an anti-debt unit is falling in value. It's unbelievable. But this is what they're going to do. They're going to play their games with the derivative, and we are going to play our game with the hard asset. You understand? It could not be more simple. With regard to cryptocurrencies, right now they're under a little bit of pressure. Gold and silver are catching a bid. Dollar is slightly higher this morning. Crude oil catching a bid. Crude oil yesterday, epic rise. They're going to keep pumping that crude oil here because it's the lifeblood of, number one, the military-industrial complex. Number two, it's the lifeblood of the stock market. The entire financial sector is dependent on the price of crude oil being high. What you're not supposed to know is investment banks have massive leveraged bets on crude oil. Do you think that these banks are going to allow themselves to lose? No, they're not going to. They'll do whatever they got to do to prop up the price of crude oil. The entire energy sector, obviously, is dependent on the price of crude oil being high. But a lot of people don't understand that the financial sector, the banks themselves, are dependent on the price of crude oil being high. And they're going to prop it up just like I've been explaining to you since time immemorial. Crude oil right now, it's like almost $41 a barrel. What's the fair price to Greg Mannarino? And I've been pretty accurate with my calls with regard to price. It's about $13 a barrel. $13 a barrel is the real price of crude oil. So look how distorted the price action of crude oil is. This whole market is beyond distorted, and I mean beyond distorted. The rigging, the fakery, the market manipulation. It's been going on for, under Obama it started, carried right over through President Trump. All he cared about was the stock market going higher, especially President Trump. And, look, we're going to pay a price for it. But for my lions out here, we've been shredding it, and we're going to continue to shred this market. It's going up because of debt acquisition on an unprecedented scale. So I just want you to be ready for that too. And like I said, I promise to keep all of you on the right side of this market, if you allow me to. For those of you out here who are getting destroyed in this market by being short this market, I don't know where you're getting that information from. I don't know if there's another YouTuber out here, another so-called market expert trying to tell you to short this market, and you got killed. You got killed. I hope you learned your lesson here. All right, with that said, I'm out of here. People, please share the video. Get it out there. Love you a lot. I'll see you later.